This is Daniel Garza coming to you live from the Ritz-Carlton celebrating the Stairways to the Stars event. It's the gala that Radiant puts on every year, but this year they're under the name of Radiant Health Centers. You might know them before as HR's Foundation. I hope you guys can hear me better. I know we're having some technical issues before, so if you can hear me okay, how about a thumbs up, or let me know and we'll try to use the microphone again. Again, my co-host tonight and associate producer is Gabe Reyes, who is part of Radiant. Part of Radiant. So we're going to try and get more guests to come and talk to us. If you're watching this and you're at the event, why don't you come on down and have a little chat with us. All right, guys, I am back. Oh, you can hear me now. Excellent. Thank you guys for chiming in. We are, Gabe will be telling me some of the stuff. We want to thank some of the board of directors. When we get some people, if anybody wants to come and chat with us. How you doing, sir? Come on over. All right. We will try and get some more people to come over and chat with us and tell us why they are deciding to be here today. Come on over. She is part of Radiant. See if we can hear with that. Can you explain again just why you chose to work there?
So Radiant Health Centers, it's a very wonderful foundation. I got on when it was called AIDS Services Foundation. We changed our name to Radiant Health Centers on December 1st. And what motivated me, I think it's a wonderful organization that helps people living with HIV in Orange County. Not only with their services, it always helps get the management of the disease and also the prevention of it.
So just a quick before you go, tell the folks out there why they should donate, if not to Radiant, to any AIDS services foundation.
So AIDS and HIV, it's a disease that can be very stressful at times, and it's a disease that we if not taken care of.
Go ahead.
And if not taken care of on time, then it can it's very life-threatening for people. There are a lot of people who don't know their HIV status, so getting tested on time, taking treatment, it's really important. And all those services cost money, so it's and we have for Radiant, we have different departments. Not only for case management, we have transportation department that helps clients going from from their home to their apartment, to their doctor's appointment. And also they help with people who can't afford their medications. There are case management that helps taking care of their HIV all around. If they're having problems, if they're having mental health problems, or if they're having problems with their doctors, they really go above and beyond for that.
Excellent. Thank you, Nikita. Good to see you tonight. Have a good night. Thank you for joining us here. As you can see, folks, services for HIV and AIDS are not cheap. So whatever area of the country that you're in, we need your donations. If you're in the area, if you're here in Orange County and you can donate some money to Radiant Health Centers, make sure to send your donations. If you're in the area, stop by and let us know. We have another guest coming up. Hi, welcome. Can you tell the folks who you are and why you're here tonight?
Yes, I'm Dr. Armida Costa, and I'm the Director of Mental Health Services at Radiant Health Centers. And I'm here to support the men and women that I serve in therapy.
And how important is mental health for somebody who is living with HIV or AIDS?
It's very important, and particularly for them to take their medication. If someone that is depressed or anxious or doesn't have the family support will most likely not take medication, so it's very important to elevate their mood, give them that support in order for them to take their medication. So it's extremely important.
Can you tell us quickly just what are some factors that can accelerate depression or anxiety for somebody living with HIV?
I would say living with that stigma of HIV, the lack of family support. Sometimes when family, they find out that they're HIV positive, they'll abandon them, or they may want to not have anything to do with them. So we have support groups that really help them kind of create a new family. Radiant Health Centers is it's like a second family to them, and for some, it's the only family that they have. Mm-hmm.
So the folks out there watching, wherever in the country they are, why should they donate money to an AIDS Service Foundation?
Because sometimes people forget all about individuals with HIV. They think that it's a thing of the past, that it's under control, but it's really needed.
Excellent. Thank you for joining us tonight. Have a good night. Thank you. As you can see, folks, mental health is also an important part of HIV treatment. So if you are HIV positive, please seek the treatment that you need. And I'm glad you guys can hear us better now. Gabe is at the controls, so if you have any questions, he will answer them for you. Come on in, guy. How are you doing? Good to see you.
How are you?
Tell everybody out there who you are and why you're here tonight.
My name is Will Carrasco, and I'm a client of Radiant since 2016, and now I'm an advocate and an ambassador for Radiant for fundraisers in high schools public education speaking. And I'm also a member of the CAC Client Advisory Committee for Radiant.
What motivated you to not only be a client of Radiant, but to volunteer to put yourself out there?
Well, I was at the hospital. I got hit by a car, and the nurse came up to me, and she actually gave me the best 10 digits I've ever received in my life, which is the phone number to ASF at the time it was called. And I called, and I went in, and they gave me all the services that I needed. You know, they provided transportation, they provided me with a home, they provided me with great case management, and it just changed my life completely. Now I'm back, I'm in school. You know, I finished my first semester back in school, and I'm involved with the community, and it's all thanks to Radiant. They completely changed my life, and they're like my family.
How does it feel to go full circle from being a patient now to volunteering your time and giving back to the agency?
Well, it's very important for the donors and the clients and the staff members to see what their hard work does to clients like me. You know, and I want them to all see that we all benefit from all the wonderful programs that they give us. You know, we're not just clients, but I feel like I want to give back. I need to give back to my community, being part of Radiant, because they helped me so much achieve my goals and my dreams, that I want to be part of their goals and their dreams to get something, to reach a higher level.
And the question of the night for everybody watching, why should they donate to any AIDS service agency?
It's important to donate because your every dollar does make a difference, and it changes people's life for a positive way of living. An outcome, yes.
Thank you for being
here.
Welcome for
having
joining
me,
us.
Daniel.
Have a good night.
So
I'll see you soon.
Thank you.
As you can see, folks, patients go full circle. We have more people waiting to talk to us, so we're going to invite them in. You ready? Hi, how you doing? Hi, I'm Daniel.
Hi, Daniel. I'm Tomer.
Tomer. Hi. Tell the folks again who you are and why you're motivated to be here tonight.
Sure. I'm Tomer Konowiecki. I'm from the company McDermott, Will & Emery. We're a legal firm. We do outside counsel legal work for the organization, and it's on a pro bono basis, so it's always great to help out a nonprofit organization like this one, and excited to be here and have some fun tonight.
Cool. Why should folks out there, a lot of people think HIV and AIDS is no longer an issue, it's not a problem anymore, but an organization like yours, why is it important for other folks to donate money to you?
Because this is an issue that's still, of course, very relevant, and finding cures, finding outreach, education on the subject is continuously important, and so people should support that and make that a priority. So
excellent. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Of course.
Thank you for talking to us. Have a good night. Thank you. As you can see, folks, we've got more people coming up. We're very excited that folks actually have motivation and are interested in talking. I have here the list of the board of directors. Michelle Williams, Idris Maui, Eric Buzard, and Jeff Elder are part of the board of directors. We also have Ailey Oakes, Arnold Henson, Dwayne Bajart, Gary Sethi, Helen Horton, Kurosh Kohanteb, Larry Wills, Marianne Burley, Nori Hannigan, and Roya Cole. Oh, and William Murfield. Those are the board. I think I chopped up some of the last names, so I apologize for that. But we are really excited for tonight, so we're going to try to get some more folks over here. I wonder if at some point we can get Philip Yeager to come and talk to us. You guys probably saw him on my Put It Together page. His interview is up there. He is the executive director and CEO of Radiant Health Center, and I recently had him on my show, Put It Together. Again, we are at Stairways to the Stars here at the beautiful Ritz-Carlton in Laguna Niguel. We'll see if we can get more folks to come and talk to us in just a second. I'll try to wave some people down, see who's around. I was hoping to see Chris Bragg, but the event tonight is to raise money for Radiant Health Centers. But whatever place in the country that you are, I'm sure your local agency has an event, as a gala, has a fundraiser. Your money is important. Your money goes a long way, not just for health purposes, but for travel. They have buses, or they pay for people's transportation. There's food pantry, medical health, mental health. There's all kinds of things that go into the money that the money is used for when it comes to your donation. So make sure that you donate. Let me see if we can get some other folks. Hi, we have some more folks coming over. How you doing? Hi, I'm Daniel Garza.
Daniel, I'm Del Shore.
Del, hey Del.
How are you?
I don't know if you remember me.
Yes, I do remember you. Yes,
yes.
One of my workshops.
I took a workshop.
That's so cool.
I have a picture of you guys back in 2008 in Dallas, and I was horrible. I drove all night from Houston to Dallas, and I didn't study, and I was horrible. I was so petrified. How are you doing?
I'm doing so great. I'm so glad to be here tonight to support this wonderful cause.
I'm so glad. But you do a lot of events in the community. You, especially here in LA, correct?
I try to support. I do, because it's important to me to support our community and all of the services that help our community, and this is one of them, of course.
How has HIV and AIDS impacted you over the years?
Well, I mean, friends. I mean, we have so many friends that I'm of the age where we lost a lot of people, and we've seen that transition where organizations like this are saving lives, and we have that ability now. So, you celebrate more,
right.
And there's more information, and we know more. We know how to prevent and how to treat. So,
and what motivated you, out of all the places you could be on a Saturday night, why be here?
Well, first of all, our friend Levi Christ is performing, and that's really exciting for us to be here. But also, there's a lot of this happens in Los Angeles, but down in Orange County, this is a rarer thing. And so what Radiant Health Centers does here is incredibly important. And Del talked about, the people that we lost to HIV. And my generation, it's more about being aware of the programs related to prevention, related to PrEP, the health services that are available to people living with HIV, and spending a lot of time talking about reducing the stigma, because it's not just an LGBT people issue. It certainly affects a number of other marginalized communities, and people don't have access to appropriate health care or information. And so literally the least we can do is show up, and those of us that are privileged, that have the opportunity and financial ability to donate and support, and make sure that if we can't care for our community directly, that we give the money to organizations like this that can do the work that they know is important.
I'm sorry, I didn't introduce you.
I'm Emerson Collins. Hi.
So this is pretty much the picture that was. We're missing one more person, but this is the picture.
Who was the other one? I put you on the spot.
Yes.
I'm so sorry.
And if I saw his face, I remember. He was in the show. He was the son.
Never mind.
Yes.
I believe that's my ex-husband.
Yes. Yeah. So I was trying not to go there, but
Really sorry I brought that
this is a little. This is a moment of little gossip here for you guys. Do you think, speaking of the younger generation, do you think the younger generation is not fearful or has forgotten about HIV?
I think those are separate things. I think fear is a dangerous thing as well. It keeps people from getting tested. It keeps people from educating themselves. It keeps them from making smarter, safer sex plans. I think that it can go too far into a casualness, that it's still certainly something that needs to be respected, something that we need to be aware of, that while it is not a death sentence, it's still living with a medical condition. So I think striking that balance and how we impress upon young people the importance of at least being educated and having a safer sex plan that involves PrEP and access to PrEP and condoms and whatever your personal journey is. So I think continuing to talk about it, I think we always look down on younger generations, whatever age you are, and say, like, they don't know.
What do you know, people?
But that's part of the point, right? Like, we grow and we advance, and of course nobody knows as hard as it was for the generation that came before them, and that's as it should be. So,
and you know what? I really love that there's an expansion program with this where it is about STDs and other problems, and because that has been on that's a huge increase, and a lot because of PrEP. You know, I mean, I had a conversation with my doctor recently, and he said my business has exploded because of PrEP. Not only do I prescribe it, but everybody's being careless and not using condoms because they think, oh, I'm not going to get HIV, but instead they get syphilis, gonorrhea, and chlamydia, and so then they have to. So it's great that there's education about this, and there's also treatment.
In your projects, any plans, or have you included HIV and AIDS in anything?
Well, the original Sordid Lives movie, there was a huge storyline where it was just when the meds started coming out, and I had to literally rewrite, which was, I have to say, it was one of my favorite rewrites ever, was the fact that when Ty sat in that therapy session and he talked about losing his friends to AIDS, I had to add a line, the meds don't work for everybody. And because the meds had come out and they were working for a lot of people. And that was in 1996, the play, and then 98, just that short period. And then how much more have we seen since then? So, and of course, when I wrote on Queer as Folk for 3 years, and we really addressed it on that show.
Yeah, I remember that. I didn't know that. So I have to Google that. I remember that. I remember the episodes because I cried. I was. That was
the character of Bobby Gant played.
Yeah, that was early in my diagnosis, so I remember those episodes.
Yeah.
You want to plug? I know you still have projects coming out.
Of course, we always plug, but we have a Very Sordid Wedding that's on DVD right now that Emerson stars in.
Streaming on Hulu.
Yeah, streaming on American Airlines, we found out today, so we're excited about that. It's been very, very successful, the sequel to Sordid Lives. I'm on tour right now with a one-man play that Emerson directed called 6 Characters in Search of a Play. I'm playing your hometown, Houston, Texas, 2 nights. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, for those of you in Houston who are watching us, keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, joelshores.com.
And tell the folks out there why they should donate, if not to Radiant, to any organization.
Well, one of the biggest, the most important things, just know, is we continue to do research. Healthcare is the most, education and healthcare are the two sides of the coin. Prevention is the first step, and then education and understanding and awareness, and healthcare afterwards. And there are many people through the up and down nature of our healthcare system who don't have direct access. And so organizations like this make it possible for us to do that. So if you can contribute, like we are, you too.
Excellent. I'm so glad you guys came and talked to me. Thank you. I knew you were. I knew you were going to be here, and I was like, I wonder if I'll get a chance. And then you come up, and I'm like, oh shit. But yeah, backstory. I will post a picture that I have with the backstory of it. I drove all night, and I was horrible. And I drove home after that, and I was like, I can't believe my one chance, and I blew it. Oh. But I'll have to audition for you again at some point.
You will.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Daniel. Good to see you.
Thank you, sir.
Such a pleasure.
I'll see you again. Have a good night. And check out their projects. I will post them on the page. Now I'm all nervous. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Remember what I said. Take a deep breath. Breathe out. You said, yes, there you go.
There you go. We just had a Zen session with Dale Shores. Thank you, guys. There you go, guys. That's been a cool moment. Hi, welcome. Oh my God. Yes, hi. Come on over. How you doing?
I'm swell. I'm Carrie Harrison with
Carrie.
Public Radio and NBC Radio here. Reality Check Live. I had the pleasure of bringing on Phil Yeager, who is your wonderful CEO here.
Yes.
For Radiant Health Centers. And we talked about the good work you're doing in Orange County. And I live in the West Hollywood, where we have sort of built-in services for a long time, but everyone knows about it. But you live in an area where maybe it's not the most popular thing to talk about in public. But I'm so glad we're here tonight celebrating at the Ritz-Carlton, of all places, something that's very important and saves lives.
So on a Saturday night where you could be anywhere out in West Hollywood doing anything else, why be here?
Why wouldn't I want to commute to a beautiful place like this? Orange County's wonderful. If I could live here and still do what I want to do, I would. One of the things that happens when we live in LA, in the city that is, not out here where there's lots of trees and there's an ocean and all that, is you get that kind of city thing where you're trapped. And so we go to Palm Springs, we go here, we go there. And for me, this is a getaway. Like, I get to come and meet all new friends like Gabe here. Can we see Gabe?
Yeah.
Now, who doesn't want to see Gabe? See what I mean?
Yeah, no, Gabe was gorgeous.
I get to meet you.
Thank you.
Right? So I get to be here with all my brand new friends.
Excellent.
And that's why I'm here.
What motivated you to be a supporter of places like Radiant Health Centers?
Well, it's interesting. I do this radio show, like I said, on public radio at NBC regional stations. And our motto is preventing truth decay. Don't you love that? And so we all want to know what's fake news, what's real news. I do fake news clinics, but I also have a lot of fun because I like to laugh. And I have friends in my universe. I happen to be that way. Yep, it's true. I admit it.
Republican?
No. Let's just say a friend of Dorothy.
Oh, got it.
And my twin sister, or twister, is a lipstick lesbian.
Oh, my God.
Which means 100% of my parents' offspring are enchanted. Which is the universe's gift to Republican parents, not one but two.
Wow.
But they do have a grandchild, my Chihuahua. And so, I'm a fan of all of us being part of a greater community. And any way where we can be of service and help each other out, it's just easy and fun. And we find these fun ways to get together and do good in the world. Just like straight people.
Wow.
Except with a little fairy dust and panache.
I was going to say they use a little less sprinkles and garland and maybe less less glitter.
It takes hours. I mean, it's a minute.
You really have to know what you're doing.
Right, but here at the Ritz-Carlton, it's like Disney. They just emerge from somewhere with vacuum cleaners, and the fairy dust is gone.
Tell the folks out there why they should donate money to an agency like Radiant Health Centers.
Well, it's really quite obvious. And this is key here. It's not, of course, it helps to handle issues that many, and we're talking 50, 60 million people, not just in the United States, which is in the lower millions, but in sub-Saharan Africa. And I'm going to make an analogy, and it's kind of about the Affordable Care Act. What an interesting analogy to why that's crazy. It's very simple. So let's say you're a mailman, and you're delivering letters to somebody's house, and there's no health care for that mailman, and he has SARS. Do you remember SARS? Yeah. And so he's handling the letter, throws it in the mailbox, and out comes little Cindy. Little 5-year-old Cindy to get the mail for Daddy. And she grabs that letter, which now has SARS on it. She goes back in the house. Now everyone has SARS. This is why all of us need proper and appropriate health care. Whatever our issue is, whatever it is, a cold, a toe ache, a bunion, whatever it is, all of this stuff, what gets around goes around. And it's a true statement. I'm speculating here. But I'm guessing humans, when nobody's looking, get together and do things.
What? No, not in this day and age.
It's quite possible. We know here in Orange County, where we're standing right now, as it is in Los Angeles, there are thousands of straight men who might have one or two martinis late at night and find themselves in the alternative neighborhood. And things happen that they might not have expected. Well, let me tell you something. Radiant Healthcare treats them anonymously, safely, and fully. There is a whole universe of straight people that can get the kind of full-on treatment with the anonymity and the assured HIPAA protections that they would enjoy with their regular doctor, but there's also no record of it, as one would find with going to your normal doctor. Then it ends up, if you go to Kaiser, it's in the system. There it is. Everybody knows, the whole world. But if you go to Radiant, whatever your thing is, it's okay. You're safe, you're protected, and you're dealing with doctors who understand. If you're a woman and you have particular health issues or concerns, and you don't want it to be public because, frankly, we're in a neighborhood where they see your Mercedes going down the street and they see you pulling in somewhere, you can go to Radiant and get your full-on treatment. If you have no money. A lot of people don't have money. I mean, it's expensive to get health care in the United States. This is not Switzerland, where you pay $300 a year, by the way. Woohoo! It's different here. If you have no money, but you need that health care, or you know somebody who does, you can go to Radiant Health Centers. They will give you, did I say full-on health care? I did say full-on health care. Why did I say it? Because it's true. Where do you get that? So these people are truly heroic. It's hard operating a big system like this. It's hard helping thousands of people whom you may never meet. But you know that they're walking around healthy and whole and they have a great future. And you're part of that, my friend.
Thank you.
And I'm just a guest. And if I'm saying all that, imagine what people who actually work there, how they feel.
Well, just wait till I learn English and I'll be saying a whole lot of stuff.
Right.
So yeah. So as you can see, folks, we're not just affecting or being helped by people here in Orange County. People come all the way up from LA to help us out to raise money. So wherever you are in the country, wherever you are watching this, there's an organization near you that could use some of that funding. And there's no judgment on the amount you can give. It's all about helping the people that need it the most.
Right, right. And when you help people, kind of like that SARS analogy, what you want is you want your dating pool. Whatever your personal, private, secret dating pool is, you want to swim in it knowing the water is as clean as possible. And that's how I look at it. This is my dating pool. Do I want to be able to swim in it luxuriously knowing that everybody is... And also I'm going to admit something right here on camera. I'm on PrEP.
Oh, excellent.
Now, how many people are going to come on camera and say that?
Say that. That's pretty cool.
I'm going to tell you what that is because most of my straight friends have no idea what that means. But this is very important. PrEP is a medication that will not allow you to receive the AIDS virus, the HIV virus. If somehow you were exposed to it, you can't get it if you're compliant with taking this. It's sort of a softer formulation of what people might take as their proper HIV therapy. But if you take it, it is a preventative. It is better than a condom now. We're talking 97%, 99%. And so because I'm in a certain dating pool, admittedly so, or if I were bisexual and I'm with women and not with women, same thing, it protects everybody. And so we now have a great future, and this costs a little money, though, to be able to do this. But if you knew that the whole room of 100 people you were in, that nobody had anything that was transmissible, and those who did, it was undetectable, and everybody could do whatever they wanted. I'm not advocating that we do whatever we want. Not too much advocating anyway. But I'm just saying, throughout the dawn of humankind, I'm going to give one more example without putting you in a coma with foam coming out of your mouth from boredom.
No, go ahead.
If his eyeballs turn up white, we know what's going on. Let's take a look at the beginning of time, or of religion as we understand. Zeus, the god of gods, ancient Greece, Zeus, Z-E-U-S, from which in many of our Christian religions we get the word Deus, D-E-U-S, Deuteronomy. All of these things come from Zeus, the god of gods. Zeus's offspring was what? Ganymede. What gender was Ganymede? Simultaneously male and female. Oh my God. So since the beginning of time, ancient Greece, thousands of years before Christ, God had children that were simultaneously male and female. There was no prohibition. You did what you did because you were attracted to somebody. Hopefully you were honest about it, and it worked out great. And it wasn't until about 301 AD, when the church started to organize itself, and all the pagan religions, like the ancient Greeks, all these things, they tried to discipline everybody because you're building an empire, the Roman Empire. And you're now going to have one guy running everything, and he's going to say what's real and what's not, what's allowed, what's not. And that's how we start to get this idea, well, this is okay and that's not okay. And so many of us still follow those religious scruples, and that's just fine. But at the end of the day, this is Hotel Earth, and everyone gets a room. And I think with the politics that we're all living in today, I think now more than ever we realize that it has to be. We've got over 7 billion people on the planet. 7 billion.
Can you imagine?
And if you're lonely, your odds of meeting the right person are pretty big. If you're 7 billion, right? And that person's going to have a history, and you may never know what that real history is or was. So this is why we take care of each other. As I said, it's Hotel Earth, and everyone gets a room. This is one human family. And those who are brave enough to show up and show that it's one human family are the kind of people you want in your politics. They're the kind of people you want babysitting your children. It's the kind of person you want tuning up your car.
Yeah.
And so I'm so glad you let me say hi today. I'm honored to be here, commuting all the way from the West Hollywood.
Remind everybody who you are and where they can find you.
My name is Carrie Harrison. You can follow us. You can download our app. By the way, on the App Store, Reality Check Live, or you can go to realitychecklive.org. And you can hear any of our shows. We're on NBC commercial stations here in the OC and then on public radio stations throughout the U.S. Preventing truth decay is our motto, because we just like to have fun and do fake news clinics.
Here's my card. I'd love to have you on my show or come visit you and talk.
Give you mine.
Excellent.
And we're both using high-quality, cheap paper.
There we go. Yeah, $10.99 for $500. Yes. Thank you so much for all that. I'll be looking you up so we can have another conversation on my show, hopefully.
Awesome.
I said, thank you. Have a good night. Thank you.
Guys. See ya.
As you can see, guys, there's all kinds of exciting and interesting people here tonight. I bet you learned something new right now. And if you don't remember who we are, I am Daniel Garza, host of Put It Together podcast, and I am here live today at the Ritz-Carlton in Laguna Niguel, California, in Orange County, California. I'm like 10 minutes from my house, which is excellent. We're celebrating Stairway to the Stars tonight. It is a gala in an effort to raise money for Radiant Health Centers. So if you're not here tonight, you can still donate money. Find out we will have the links where you can donate money to Radiant or any agency in your area. If there isn't somewhere in your area, then donate to somewhere else. People with HIV and AIDS need help. We need help with transportation. We need help with medicine, mental health, therapy, all kinds of different things. And your money can help us out. So feel free. We're going to see if we can get a couple more folks. I think people are starting to make their way in. I'm hearing the chime, so I wonder if people are... We're making it into dinner. So we're about to go into dinner. I want to bring Gabe back in before we leave and thank him. Thank you so much for your help tonight.
You're welcome.
What were some of the things you were hearing out there while we were talking?
Well, I really liked hearing a lot of the different conversations that were happening. Really, it makes me feel happy to know that the work that we do here is noticed, is visible. People really do see us as such pioneers in this county, and how important the expansion of some of these programs will be as we start to move forward and providing new services for not just people who are HIV positive, but as we've seen the demand and the need for other people too who identify in the LGBT community. As we know, there's very unique needs that need to be met here, and we want to provide a space where people can come in and feel comfortable and get services with really great quality.
Now remind people where they can find you and what do you specifically do.
All right, so you can find me on our website. It's radianthealthcenters.org. You can take a look at all the different services we offer. We're in Orange County, and I work at one of the satellite offices in Santa Ana. It's called Radar, where we have a few different services. I have two main roles. One is doing case management for people who are HIV positive. And my other role is I do group facilitation. So we have a group called Positive Impacts. And it's a group for people who are HIV positive. And they can learn about stress related to being HIV positive and meet other people who are also HIV positive and find some friends. It's a really wonderful group. If anybody out there is HIV positive or knows somebody who's HIV positive, please refer them to us, or take a look at some of those other programs on the website and see if there's something that you guys might be interested in.
Excellent. Well, you can find them or on the Facebook page, Put It Together podcast Facebook page. You'll find the link to Gabe. And I was one of the very first people that took the program under a different name, but I can tell you that it's totally worth it. If you don't have it in your area, get in touch with these guys so you can get information how to start it in your area. Again, for Radiant Health Centers, we're here at the Stairways to the Stars Gala at the Ritz-Carlton in Laguna Niguel. I'm Daniel Garza.
Gabe Reyes.
And for Radiant Health Centers and Lilmesican Productions, we want to thank you for joining us tonight. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Bye. Thank you, sir.